Most emotional problems among evangelical Christians are caused by the failure to understand, to receive, and live out God's unconditional love, forgiveness, and grace to other people. We like it for ourselves. I like that unconditional love. I like that unconditional, all those styles, I like it. But it is hard when I have to do more than just receive it, when I have to give it. He says the good news of the gospel has not penetrated to the level of the human emotion. And that's where it's tough. I briefly went into it on Sunday, but we are people who are so caught up in our feelings. And if it feels good to me, I'm okay with it. But if it goes contrary to my feelings, if it goes contrary to my emotions, if I feel it all as if it is unfair to me, then I don't want to do it. Not only do I don't want to do it, most of the time I just don't do it. Yeah. And I'll even go to the point to say, I can't. I can't do that. When we know that's not true. It's not that you can't. It's just that you really don't want to. Not on any level. But how can we have an understanding of His love that we have willingly received and not willingly try our best to give? It's hard. The issue of forgiveness, it touches each and every one of us. It touches each and every one of us every day. On differing levels. We have some real bad days sometimes, and then we have some real good days. But no matter the day, it touches us. His mercy, His grace, and His love touches us. And at the same time, we have opportunities to also display that same love, that same mercy back. I know the days that it's easy, it's easy. The good days that are there, I mean, somebody, they mess up your taco at Taco Bell. Most of the time, it's not too big a deal. Just pull the lettuce off. But then there are other things that hit you, and they're much bigger. They're much harder. Occasionally, it's a major crisis that forces us to choose between forgiveness and unforgiveness. Most of the time, it's things we didn't ask for. An unfaithful spouse, an unwanted divorce, an unfair termination from your job, sexual abuse you experienced as a child, a slanderous rumor that has cost you your reputation, things that happen. Those are big things. Those are hard. Those days are hard. But most of the time, it's the lesser offenses that we deal with. Being overlooked by a friend, someone who just kind of got smart, someone who took your parking spot at Walmart, a fight with your spouse. But regardless of the size of the offense, forgiveness is not usually the preferred response. I mean, think about it. And I say it all the time, we're in church. It's just a great place to be honest. But even the small things, it's not our first reaction to forgive. Our first reaction is usually to respond in some way that's usually contrary to forgiveness. Even if it's nonverbal communication. Now, some of you have perfected nonverbal communication. Some of you have a PhD in nonverbal communication. You got a whole language without ever saying a word. For those of us who are married and been married for a while, your spouse can speak to you without ever uttering a word and speaks volumes. I love you, baby. You're watching at home. My baby girl's sick. She's got a fever. Why do Christians who have been forgiven so much have such a difficult time forgiving other people? I'm going to go over a couple of little points here tonight. First of all, I think there comes a basic misunderstanding of what forgiveness is and what it is not. I talked about this some Sunday, and I want to go into a little bit more detail about it. There was a survey by Barna, the research group, research gurus, and they conducted, and it illustrates to me the depth of misunderstanding that surrounds the subject of forgiveness. I'm going to read a couple of questions that they used in their survey, and I just want you to think yourself how it is you would react. How would you respond to these questions if you were asked them? And please, to yourself, of all people, be honest to yourself, okay? The survey went this way: rate each statement as accurate or inaccurate description of forgiveness. So that their job was to say it's accurate.